Hey everyone, I'm Melanie from Streamline Legal, where we help law firms get the most out of their practice management software. Tonight we're talking about a fact of life when it comes to business, and that is that your employees and your team members are not going to be there forever, in most cases. So there's going to come a time where they leave and you'll bring in new team members, and then there's that whole transition. How do we get the work to them? How do we transfer it from the old person? Do we have to go into Clio or our practice management software and find all their tasks and all their calendar events and one by one go through and reassign them to the new person? The good news is that with Clio, you don't have to do that. So that's fantastic news, and I want to show you exactly how to do that. Now, as we hop into the screen here, it is kind of an all or nothing proposition, so we'll talk about that in a minute here. But over here in Clio, I'm going to go over to my settings, and I'm going to find the section where it talks about users. We've got manage users right here, and I'm going to click on that. And I see all my users, of course, and you'll see there's this button here that says Reassign Work for each user. So as an example here, now your buttons may look a little different. They're in the process of updating this. So your account might have buttons that look, when you get to the user screen, their buttons may look more like this. And this is kind of what they're updating all of Clio to look like. And so you may have to click on an arrow next to an edit button next to the name, and then you'll find that same Reassign Work button. So either way you get to it, you click right here. I'm going to go ahead and use Corinne as our example. And when I say I want to reassign work, it starts looking for all of her matters, all of her tasks, and all of her calendar events. So you'll see right here that we found she's got 18 matters that she's the responsible attorney on, and then 24 tasks that need to be presumably done by somebody else at the firm, and then her calendar events. So a couple of things to note. It will not look for closed matters when it's looking for the responsible attorney, what cases she's the responsible attorney on. It's only looking for open and pending. Obviously, for closed cases, we're assuming those are historical records, and we want to make sure that the previous attorney stays with those. The tasks, those are going to be reassigned, and then the calendar events, and unfortunately on our demo account, we didn't have any here, but you will see where they have a drop-down menu for each of these. So I can just reassign all of my cases over to Randa, or all of Corinne's cases, I should say, over to Randa. I can reassign all of her tasks to Randa as well, or to somebody else if I want to do that. And then all of her calendar events as well. It will give me a drop-down with the person to choose. Keep in mind, though, as I said, this is an all or nothing proposition. It's going to take all of her matters and all of her tasks. There's no opportunity here for me to transfer them in bulk, unfortunately, in any other way. So assuming I do want to transfer all the matters and all the tasks and all the calendar events to a person each, then I'll click on Reassign Work, and that's it. Clio will reassign them for you. Now, as I said, unfortunately, there's no opportunity for me to come into my tasks and I can highlight a bunch of them and pick a bunch of them, but the only bulk options I have are mark as complete or delete. So I don't have the option to say, okay, give these 20 to Corinne and these 15 to Randa and these 100 to the associate or whatever. So make sure that you're aware of that before you dive right in. But otherwise, if we're trying to use it for an employee that's leaving and being replaced by somebody else in that similar position, then it can be a really, really nice option to not have to go through and do that selection and do that reassignment one by one. So I hope your employees are serving you well. And when it's their time to leave and you're bringing on new employees, or your time to grow and expand, please do keep that in mind so that will smooth and ease out your transition. Thanks for joining me tonight. Have a great evening.